Contact and non-contact forces by Max Bailey. Let's start at the beginning. What is force? Force can be defined as the effect through which the movement or position of an object is changed. Different forces are categorized as either contact or non-contact forces. Now I want you to try and think about some contact forces that you know. Contact force is when force is applied to something by making contact with it. Some examples of this are pushing a vacuum, pulling a paintbrush, bouncing a ball, or squeezing some scissors. Therefore, a non-contact force is the force that acts on an object without actually physically making contact with it. Some examples of non-contact forces are gravity, magnetism, and electrostatic force. Gravity is the force that pulls objects towards the earth. Magnetism is the force that pulls magnets and metal together. Electrostatic force is the force between electric charges. An example of this is rubbing a balloon and watching things like hair and paper move towards the balloon without them touching. Gravity is the most commonly known non-contact force. Gravity is the force that attracts all objects to each other. Gravity is the reason that we fall down to the ground when we jump or trip. Without gravity, everything would simply float right off the face of the earth. Something else we know about gravity is that there is no gravity in space. So astronauts visiting space has taught us a lot about how it works. This short video is an example of what life would be like without gravity. As you can see, all of the astronauts' objects are floating around in the air. This is because the force of gravity is not there to pull them back towards the ground. Now we are going to go through a real-life example of forces in our world. I want you to watch this short clip of a tyre rolling down a hill. While you watch it, I want you to try and think about the different forces that are acting on the tyre. Now the first force we see in the video is the contact force of pushing. The push that is given to the tyre is the first force that begins it rolling down the hill. Without the first push from the people, the tyre would stay sitting at the top of the hill. Another force that acts on the tyre is the non-contact force of gravity. Without the force of gravity, the tyre would continue to travel in the direction it was pushed in. However, this non-contact force is what pulls the tyre down the slope towards the ground. Thank you for watching my short presentation about forces. I hope you now have a better understanding about contact and non-contact forces in the world around us.
Created using Powtoon.